don't like ABC. I think ABC is probably the worst of the group, but I'm willing to do ABC. I was willing to do CNN with Joe Biden, and you saw what happened there.
What he's telling you is simply not true.
Sure seems Joe knows Donald. Hey, as the anticipation grows and the stakes get higher for the next presidential debate, we have the latest breaking news out of the Kamala Harris-Tim Walz camp about her expected showdown with the low-down Donald Trump. And it's a brutal taunt that Team Harris has issued earlier today. You got to see it. It's the latest, greatest example of how Harris is bringing her A game to beat the bloat. Now, we can't wait to show you this latest crushing statement issued earlier today from Team Harris. But I think the burn is going to be really best savored and enjoyed by catching up on the latest news about the debate, from both sides of the spectrum. Here is a taste of Fox News's take earlier on ex-President Cold Feet, his latest bone spur flare-up, and why he made chicken out of this conflict, too.
Will there be a presidential debate next month? Once again, that's uncertain.
It is. Doug Zader live for us in Washington with more on this. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. Based on a social media post, there are new questions about whether this debate is going to happen on September 10th. And behind the scenes, apparently, there's some wrangling over the ground rules. We mentioned there's a kind of a debate about the ground rules for the debate. In that first presidential debate, the one between Biden and Trump, remember, Biden wanted the mics muted. If you weren't speaking, your microphone was turned off. Now everything has reversed. The Trump team wants to go with those same rules, those same ground rules from the CNN debate. The Harris team wants to have the mics on all the time.
Meanwhile, over at MSNBC this morning, Democratic Party Chairman Jamie Harrison, he had plenty to say about dodging Donald and why he must step up and face the music.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs, one of those black jobs.
And defend and explain his bizarre vision of America on stage on September 10th to Vice President Harris and the rest of the world.
How much of a disappointment would that be to the Harris campaign if the vice president does not get a chance to debate Donald Trump on television before the American people for this election?
Well, I think it's a huge disappointment for the American people because they want to see these two folks on the debate stage talking about the issues that are important to the American people. It's scared to see that this former president is so scared to get on the debate stage. But I guess if I had his positions, I'd be scared to let the American people know what they worry as well.
We all know Kamala Harris is a fearsome prosecutor, a dedicated public servant, and quite possibly the next president of the United States. But when push comes to shove, Kamala and her team are making chess moves Trump can't anticipate, let alone counter. And they're renting space inside his head every single day, and that can't be pretty. So here's today's rent check, paid by Team Harris to the Lord of Mar-a-Lago, and note how it brilliantly backs Team Trump into a corner of their own making. From the Harris campaign earlier today, we've told ABC and other networks seeking to host a possible October debate that we believe both candidates' mics should be live throughout the full broadcast. Our understanding is that Trump's handlers prefer the muted microphone because they don't think their candidate can act presidential for 90 minutes on his own. We suspect Trump's team has not even told their boss about this dispute because it would be too embarrassing to admit they don't think he can handle himself against Vice President Harris without the benefit of a mute button. The Vice President is ready to deal with Trump's constant lies and interruptions in real time. Trump should stop hiding behind the mute button. Harris versus Trump. Like all heavyweight battles, the lead up to this is going to be great. Ali Frazier, Hagler Hearns, or better yet, Trump's favorite aging action figure Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. But this time, Donald, it's going to be very surprising for you to see who gets slammed in the end.